Hi everyone, Stepan here. I'm going to play another training game, and before I start, I hope the sound is okay. I hope I managed to solve the humming sound that was in the previous video. Please let me know if I didn't. I'm trying to figure it out, and I think I should be buying a new mic and a new PC, basically a desktop, to fix that. Okay, today I'm playing an arranged game against Kuros, whom I've played before. He's over 2100 classical. We are going to be playing with random colors. He asked me for a game yesterday and I accepted because he is high rated and I'm on my quest to reach 2100 on classical. He wanted to be white. He asked me, can I be white this game? I'm learning a new opening. I said no. Why would I accept? And now he got white, so okay. So as you can see, he's crushing me. No, you can't see that. So the scores below are 6.5, 3.5 in his favor. So he's definitely better than me. Good luck. Okay. Oh, okay. What do I do against the Chigorin? This is going to be fun. I haven't been studying anything against this opening for a long while. So the first thing I need to figure out is c5 or c6 better, and why? Should I be striking in the center when he doesn't have c4, or should I be just reinforcing d5 and stopping knight b5? I want to play c6, just stop knight b5. I think this is more solid. He will have to move his knight away in order to do something. Because I don't know what I'm doing against this, I'm just going to play sensible moves. And I know that the idea is f3 e4 or f3 g4, depending on what black does. So I'm going to play h6 to give my bishop some luft. To give my bishop a square, I'm sorry. Now I think g4 is more common than e4. But I don't know why. I guess because in this case, if he plays e4, I'm going to take de, fe, and bishop g4. Comes with tempo, but I'm not sure. We will see what happens. As I said, Kuros is a great player, and yeah, okay, g4. Correct. I've played against this once in a tournament game and won, but I was playing a 1600 player. Neither of us knew the plans in this opening. I just won because of better middle game play. After that, I had a look at the Chigorin, but that was a year ago, and since then I haven't. So this training game is probably good before my upcoming tournaments because, well, now I remembered another thing that I don't know, and I'm going to have a look at it. Well, I'm having a look at it now, actually, so this is good. So if I face the Chigorin in the upcoming tournaments, I'm going to be better prepared against it. Okay. So I think h6 was a sensible move, giving my bishop h7. If I didn't play h6, where would my bishop go? g6? I don't know, then h4. Then again, he can still play h4. I don't know. Maybe I can go g5, and then if h4, g5 takes, bishop takes, I can play bishop takes c2, attacking the queen, attacking the rook. That seems like a good move. So if h4, I think g5 works. h4, g5 takes, bishop takes c2, queen c2, rook takes h1, would win an exchange. Okay. So let's see. g5, h takes g5, h takes g5. The bishop either has to move or it has to take. If it moves away, I'm going to take on c2. If it takes, I'm going to take on c2. So was h4 just a mistake? This seems like lichess tactics, to be honest, in this position. So g5, h takes g5. h takes g5, bishop takes g5, bishop takes c2, attacking the queen, and rook takes h1. I don't see a problem with that. I'm not going to spend too much time calculating it. I think it just works. Then again, he doesn't have to take, but then I get to develop my bishop with tempo. And still the same tactic works. If he doesn't take, he has to move the bishop. And I'm happy. And then once again, if he ever takes on g5, I just take on c2. I think he just missed g5. And somebody commented, your coffee cup got bigger. No, yesterday morning I was drinking black tea with milk, which is what I usually drink early in the mornings. And I drink coffee when it's, well, okay, I drink coffee when Lucia wakes up and then we make coffee. Yeah, but early morning I drink black tea. That was a huge cup. I mean, that amount of coffee would have to be that, either that American filter coffee, which is not strong, or some Starbucks candy, nougat, crush candy thing that's not even coffee. Okay, he plays bishop to g3. I think bishop g7 makes sense, knight d7 makes sense, but I like bishop g7 more, just reinforcing my position. Now if he takes, I can take, and my rook is defended. I'm a minute and 50 seconds up on time, which is good. Always good against stronger players to make them think. I'm surprised he missed g5. It was I think h4 was a big mistake, allowing g5, because I got a square for my bishop with tempo. There's no other square on the board where my bishop can be. I want to play the move e5, so my next few moves are going to be knight d7, queen b6, moving the f6 knight and playing e5. Whenever he takes on g5, my pawn is not weak because the bishop will have a hard time coming to this diagonal. If the queen comes here, then he would have to play e4 to free his queen up. And then again, I always have e6 to defend. Okay. Takes, takes. He wants to exchange everything off. Well, I don't think I mind that. But I don't think I'm going to take myself. Because if I take his bishop, so bishop takes d3, rook takes h8, bishop takes h8, queen takes d3, develops his queen. And if I just play knight b to d7 and he plays bishop h7, rook h7, rook h7, knight h7, queen d3, I can play knight back to f6. And I have a knight on d7. No, it gets to the same thing because after queen d3 I would still get to play knight to d7. So which one do I want to do? I don't know, I guess I'll just play knight to d7, seems to be coming to the same thing. If he takes, I'm just going to recapture. Well, he might take with the rook, so let's not pre-move that. I want to play e5. If I manage to play e5, I should be good. And now when I look at it, bishop d3 was a great idea. Takes, takes, and bishop d3, getting rid of this pressure, but I want to be castling queenside as soon as possible and getting my other pieces into play, especially my a8 rook. I don't think either king is going to be particularly happy on the queen side. My king may just be much weaker because of his g3 bishop. But when I move my knight and play e5, his bishop will have been blunted or exchanged off. So before I castle, I want to play e5. In order to do that, we will either have to exchange stuff off on h7, so rook takes, bishop takes, knight takes. If queen d3 there, I may as well play knight f8 to prepare e5, because I don't see how he stops it. He could play f4, gf4, ef4, but then he doesn't have his e3 pawn. He would then have 2 to 1 on the queen side, but his bishop would be blunted, and I would... I don't know. I'm not too happy with my position, and I'm not sure what I did wrong. I definitely did something wrong, because it feels quite unsafe to have that monster bishop on g3, which I have chased off there myself with g5. But in hindsight, I think I would have played g5 again, because I don't see why not. It seemed like a good expanding move, getting my bishop to g7 for free. But then again, I don't know anything about the Chigorin or how to play against it. So I'm going to have to look at this and figure out what I could have done better, especially in the opening, the very opening. So what to do against knight c3, against the setup immediately? I went for knight f6, bishop f5. Maybe bishop f5 is a mistake, because then g4 is with tempo. Maybe if I don't play bishop f5, I would have an extra move. But where do I put my bishop? Okay, I'm not going to play e6, so maybe bishop f5 is not good. Maybe I should be preparing e5 instead of playing bishop f5. So maybe something like g6 or h6. So if I play g6, then I don't need h6, because my bishop is not on f5. It doesn't have to go to h7. And I can play bishop g7, e5. I like that. I like that idea. I'm going to check it. So knight c3, so d4, d5, knight c3. Okay, now I'm definitely going to take, and queen takes, I pin his knight. I want to play e5, I want to play e5. Okay, his next move is castling, reinforcing the threat of knight takes. Somehow I really don't want to be playing knight to g8, as you may presume. But if I go knight g8 and he castles, I can go bishop f6, and then when I play e5, I've played e5, and my queen is defending the g5 pawn. Kuros says I'm 1620 FIDE, which is surprising. He has a really high lichess classical rating. He says, so I'm one of lower rated opponents. Do I have an alternative to knight g8? I don't think I do. I'm just going to play it so that I don't waste too much time. It's an underdeveloping move, but my knight is coming to e7 when I play e5. Castles, bishop f6. My position is so weird. My position is so weird. If he plays e4, I'm going to take and play e5. I need to open up the center and block his bishop. This is horrible. So I said I'm going to take and play e5, and that's what I'm going to do, I think. Well, he could take with the knight. Take, knight takes e5, knight takes bishop, queen takes bishop. I'm much worse here. Probably already lost here. Do I play e3? That seems horrible. So maybe takes, knight takes, and e6. Okay, I have to take. Let's see what he takes with. If he takes with the pawn, then I'm happy. I just play e5. If he takes with the knight, I don't know. So if he takes with the knight, I can't play e6 because knight takes bishop, queen takes bishop, runs into bishop e5, winning a whole rook. So if he takes with the knight, I'm in trouble. If he takes with the knight, I probably just have to leave my bishop where it is and do something. If he takes with the knight, maybe queen h5 is good. Just preparing to castle, finally. Takes with the knight. Takes with the knight. So knight takes, pawn takes, runs into rook d1 check, rook e1 check. Knight takes, runs into knight takes g5. Oh, but queen h5 stops knight takes g5. Okay, I like that. I like this move. Preparing to castle and defending g5. Good. If knight takes, I'm going to take with the g knight. Keep defending my g5 pawn. And then if he takes on g5, I can play rook h1 check. And then still take the knight because I have knight f8 at the end of the combination. And if I castle, my position will not be that horrible. So I think queen a5 sort of saves the day. I'm still much worse. He's playing really well for a 1600 FIDE. Maybe, I think he's Polish. He's Polish. I've played one tournament in Poland and I didn't notice such a big difference in the quality of our ratings. I think most Polish players have realistic ratings. Same as Croatian players. So if you play e6, he can take. If I castle, he takes queen f7. If I play knight b6, there's no purpose to that move. If I play e6, he takes, I take. I like e6, stopping his counterplay, but then I allow knight to d6. And he's also now putting pressure on b7, so I think I'm going to offer a queen trade. So queen b6, if he takes, I take with the a pawn. If knight f6, pawn f6, rook e1 check, I can go king f8, that's not a big problem. So I'm going to offer a queen trade. The position is getting extremely risky for me. Any rook e1 and I'm already in trouble here. So I'm going to offer a trade. I have to simplify things, I'm just busted here. If I don't, it's going to be very hard to play. Great job, Kuros. I mean, this is... I don't know if it's the opening, but you've outplayed me completely. I think survival is highly unlikely from here on. But we will see. I'm 11 points away from my goal of reaching 2100. So if I win, that might be 11 points, which seems highly unlikely now. But if I lose, I'm not going to lose a lot. If I draw, I still win points, so a draw would be great from this position. I'm just going to say, answer his I'm 1620 FIDE. Great play for a 1620. I have 4 minutes and my position is crap. So now he's threatening knight. Now he's threatening knight d6 check. He's threatening knight takes f6 because I can't take with the pawn. So castling seems correct. Castles, knight takes, pawn takes. I think I finally managed to untangle a bit, so finally. I don't really mind him winning this pawn now. I'm finally out of the biggest danger in this position. He doesn't take. Why doesn't he take? I don't understand c3. Seems like a waste of time. I'm going to play queen back to h5 to force a trade of rooks as well. And there's a threat here, so taking on a2. Now, I think knight b6 seems good, finally. Opening up some pieces. Oh, then he has knight c5. Knight b6, knight c5, knight c4. I also have knight d4. I'm going to play knight b6 so that I can answer knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes, with rook takes, rook takes. Yeah, I'm worried about knight takes, g5, bishop takes g5, knight takes g5, rook takes rook, rook takes rook, f6. I'm worried about queen to f4. And that could be very scary. So that's why I'm going to play knight d4 first, to gain a tempo on the queen, to take away the squares from the queen. Okay, so let's play that first. To stop the queen from coming into f4, because this battery could be terminal for me. So he's a pawn up, and my position is worse, but I can still fight on. His bishop is such a good piece. That's what's killing my position. Okay, so rook takes. I'm not giving up the exchange. Do I want to trade the knights off? I have to if I want to save a pawn. I don't know. Okay, candidate moves here. What can I do? I can prepare e5. So, okay. Bishop takes knight. Knight takes knight, I'm expecting. If queen takes knight, yeah, okay. And now f6, knight, okay, then knight e6. Oof, that would be horrible. Okay, so yeah, that was a mistake because I don't have f6. Horrible. So if I go rook f8, that's the only way to save the pawn. So I might have to go rook f8. No, I'm so stupid. I'm not preparing e5. If I could have played the move f6, I would have been preparing e5. This position now, I have to play king d7, f6, e5. Ugh. He's killing me. And the funny thing is, we had, first game we played, we had a draw, then I won 3 games, then he won 6. And now he's winning completely. Yeah. I can't move my d5 knight because I allow queen f4. I can't move my rook because he takes on f6. Can't move my knight because he takes my rook. I can't play e6 because he takes on f6. So f6, knight e6, rook e8 seems logical. I don't know. I don't have anything else to do. So I'm just going to do that. Knight e6, rook e8, preparing king d7 if he allows it. Have to chase that knight away. Somehow. This is just terrible. I just need to get king d7 in, then I'm not hanging mate on b8, and I'm not hanging mate on c7, so I can even allow queen f4. So if he plays knight f4, I'm just going to play e5. I need to prepare e5. King d7 also defends my e8 rook. I've swindled my way out of worse, and I've lost better, so anything can happen still. It's not like we are 2600s, but if I had to guess, I would say this is about +3 for white, maybe +4. Should be just a clean piece up. If according to the engine. Of course, he's only a pawn up, but I think the advantage is much bigger. Yeah, okay. Defends his knight. So I'm going to defend. If I play king d7, he has knight c4. Knight c5 check. So what else can I do? I can try to complicate things with b5. That seems like the only way to complicate things. So I'm going to do that. Stopping c4 and trying to tuck my king away. At least now I'm not hanging mates. My position is still locked down, but at least now I'm not getting checkmated. Yeah, I would say it's more than +4 now. I think b5 was just a stupid move. Okay. I don't know. King d8 or king f8 both seem okay. Probably wants to transfer the knight here, which is okay. He's going to play rook d8. If he checks me on e6, I don't think that's such a huge problem. Oh, that is such a huge problem because he wins my knight. Ah, okay. Then I may have some perpetuals. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well played. He wins my knight and he doesn't have to take there. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's try to swindle him somehow. So rook takes, queen e6 check, king to b7, queen takes rook, knight takes f3 check, g takes, queen takes. He has queen takes. No, the queen is on g1. On g8. Okay, so let's try to swindle this draw. Rook takes rook, queen e6, king b7, queen g1, knight. I'm sorry, c3 check, bc3, queen c3, threatening a perpetual. He would have to play something like queen g3. Do I have anything there? I think I may have a perpetual actually. I'm not sure. Well, that's the only thing I can try, so let's see. Oh, he has a check on b8. Yeah. Well. Oh, he can also just play queen b3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Queen b3 is just over. I think queen b8 is also close to mate. Probably not, but very close. Queen b3, no checks. I have no checks. I wish he plays queen b8. Okay. Good game. Good game. Okay, let's analyze the game. Okay. Let's do it without the engine first. Okay, so knight c3. I think knight f6 is okay, and when he plays bishop f4, I was looking at this idea with g6, And let's assume he plays e3 again. I play bishop g7. No, I'm sorry, f3. No, e3. He played, okay, he played e3. Okay, bishop f5, f3. So let's say bishop g7, f3. And let's say I play... So he's either going to play e4 or g4. I don't have bishop f5 now, so let's say I play b6. What's this position like? This has never been played. And it's slightly better. This position has been played. e3 is the main move, bishop g7. Aha, and they don't play f3 here. The main move is h4. h4. Okay, I hope you can see this. Okay, yeah, okay. And now h5. Okay, so apparently this is all still theory, knight f3. So this setup is fine. And what I played, knight f6, bishop f4, c6 is the third most popular, so that's fine. e3, bishop f5 main move, f3 main move. h6 has been played 7 times and white wins all games. e6 is better. Okay, so my bishop should go to g6. e6 makes sense, developing. Then again, every move scores better for white. Bishop c8 is the best move. h6 second best, so h6 is okay. g4, bishop h7 best, h4. g5 is a mistake. Well, okay, g5 could be a mistake because it's a one-move threat. Of course, if he takes, then I win the exchange. But if he doesn't take, then my g5 pawn is very weak. So g5 plus 1, okay. g5, yeah, and this bishop is just a monster. Bishop g7 plus 2. Okay, so this is... yeah. So my position was extremely unpleasant. So what I did wrong was g5. Everything before that was okay. Yeah, and I don't think there was a way to save this position after. Okay, you can see that it's busted here already. So g5 and white is just close to winning already. I assume this was plus 3 or plus 4. It's plus 6. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have a chance. Okay. Okay, I've been bested and I've been destroyed. Okay, now let's try to figure out what I'm going to do next time. Okay, so d5. If I meet the Chigorin again, which setup do I want to play? So knight f6 definitely first move. Bishop f4. Okay, bishop f4 is an unpopular move. Bishop g5 is much more popular. So let's see about that. Against bishop g5, you play knight bd7 to, I guess, to defend this pawn if white decides to take and not to ruin your pawn structure. Knight f3. And now the setup with g6 works again. e3 and bishop g7. But here, in the setup, white doesn't go for f3. So does he have to play knight f3? Okay, he can play f3 as well. And after f3, g6 has never been played. I guess you have to react to e4, e5. c5, best move, most popular. c6 scores 50%. I don't understand that, why. And h6 scores 48%. c5 or c6, what's the difference? c6 minus 0.6. Okay. But against what he did, against this move bishop f4, the engine likes e6 best. So what do I do with my light squared bishop? Let's see what the engine does. Well, actually, let's see what the theory says. e3 here, bishop d6, trading off the dark squared bishops. Knight f3, castles. Whoever is challenging me, please, if I refuse your challenge once, please don't challenge me again. Try to understand that I'm doing something. Okay, bishop d3, c5, dc5, and bishop f4, ef4, queen c7. Okay, so I guess my bishop goes to b6 after I get rid of this pawn. Okay, so that's one thing. And c6 is an okay move. And after e3, bishop f5, f3, h6 is okay. That's okay. g4, bishop h7, h4. Now let's see what I could have done here. e6 is the best move. Knight b to d7 is the second best move. Queen b6 is the third move. But what happens on e6, g5? Is that not a threat? No, because of knight h5. Okay, that's a pattern I don't know. So against e6, let's say bishop d3. This is a Caro-Kann bishop, which I suppose I trade off. Takes. And now bishop d6, trading off the bishop, or bishop e7. The engine likes knight b d7 or b5. What about bishop d6? Bishop d6 is +1. Yeah, because he can recapture with the knight. Okay. Knight b d7, and still I guess every time g5 is played, knight h5 is good. Okay. So against his bishop f4, I would play e6, which is more solid. And against e3, I would play, well, bishop b4 is kind of annoying as well. Let's see that idea. Bishop d3, he allows me to take, I don't want to take, he would have c4 twice, c5. This is a Nimzo Indian with a pawn on c2, which is strange. So okay, dc5, and apparently this idea of c5 and just picking up the pawn later with knight b d7 is solid. Knight e2, knight takes c5, or bishop takes c5, or a6. a6 to stop anything coming to b5, makes sense. a3, bishop c5, and now with b4, I guess bishop a7. No, bishop e7. Okay, but this is a pleasant position. Okay, I shouldn't have complicated matters with g4. Okay, I hope you learned something. I definitely have. The Chigorin is in theory a bad opening, which blocks in your own c-pawn, stops you from expanding in the center, also stops any queen play on the queen side. But if you don't know how to exploit that, then it can be fairly tricky. As you saw, one mistake very early on move 6, I played g4, which seems tempting and it's a one-move threat, but as soon as he sees it, defends against it, I'm worse throughout the game. I have 3 weaknesses I cannot defend. Okay, learn from my mistakes. I think I already have learned something. I hope to prepare against the Chigorin much better. Kuros, thank you for the game. Great play. Congratulations, and thank you for pointing out a weakness in my repertoire with black. Everybody, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about the video and stay tuned for more chess. Bye-bye.